Hey, hey, it's your girl KV back with another book review. I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna get timelier. I told myself, I said, said, yeah. Anywho, y'all, I told myself I'm gonna get more disciplined. I'm gonna get a better regimen down because I just be kind of freeballing it. Being the summertime and I don't have no work to do because I'll be subbing during the school year. I just be all over the place. I've been doing my summer cleaning, getting my baby ready for pre-K next month, and just not doing this, huh? So I'm going to be more consistent. I've been doing good with doing my Real Housewives on Tuesday, but we only have reunion left from that. So I will be reviewing some other shows, probably gonna do Traders when that comes back. Sisters come back soon. Gonna keep doing book reviews because I be reading. So definitely gonna be doing some book reviews as well. Right, today, this ain't what we're talking about today, but this is what I'm currently reading, The Best Man book. It is, I think, book 1 in a series of 3, and it picks up where they left off. Right? Now it's got me thinking, because where it left off. It left off from the movie or left off from the show? Because I truly don't remember anything that really went on in the show. Was that COVID time? Life's a blur. But this is what I'm reading now. And my book club meeting for this is on the 15th, next week. A week away. So I'll be reviewing that sometime this month. But today, we are reviewing Kennedy Ryan, Before I Let Go. So I read these books. I had already had intentions to read it because everybody was talking about it. I honestly thought it was Kennedy Ryan's first book, the way people were talking about it. But I've seen she's had plenty of books before that. But I had seen people talking about Before I Let Go. Before I joined the book club that I'm in now, the last book that they read was This Could Be Us. And so they had mentioned that we would read Can't Get Enough. When it came out, we did. We had such a fun book club meeting with this. But since I knew that they planned on reading this book as well, I knew that whenever they announced this, I was going to have to rush and read these too. So I read all 3 of these books in like 3 weeks or something like that. Not even a month. Before I Let Go is my least favorite. Don't hurt me. It was my least favorite, but we'll get to that. Before I Let Go, Kennedy Ryan, book number 1 in the Skyland series, 1 of 3. First impressions. I liked the book. It was cute. Like I said, it was my least favorite of the series, but it was still a good book. I liked it. It was really cute. This picture. My first impression is face card, yes. Hair, yes. If you was here yesterday and you saw my review, is giving Alandria. It's giving Love Island Alandria, like baddie, right? So this book, how did it make me feel? I was annoyed for the majority of the book. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I was so annoyed by this book. Why did I read this book? I read it because my book club was reading book 3 and I had heard such rave reviews about it. So I said, I'm going to read the whole series. That's why I read it. Goodreads summary. Well, it's the Goodreads summary, but it's also like what's on the back of the book. Their love was supposed to last forever. But when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah Wade found that love alone couldn't solve or save everything. It couldn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how her life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting with their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other. And now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. Soon, one stolen kiss leads to another, and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's all good, until old wounds reopen. Is it too late for them to find forever? Or could they even be better the second time around? Before I let go. As you can see, it's not too big of a book. 376 pages. I've read this book, but it's also, if you have like Libby or something like that, see if your library has it. I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited, audiobooks, Audible, all of that stuff. It's everywhere. The genre is urban romance. Urban romance. Yeah, I've been working on my YN heart. It's my young nigga heart. Because we were doing this back in the day. And now they do this. And it's so much more accurate that I'm like, yeah, I gotta get it. My YN heart. Right? Urban romance. The ratings on Goodreads was a 4.34. Okay, sounds good. So let's do the deep dive into the book, right? So we've got Yasmin and Josiah. They are the main characters of this book. As the synopsis stated, they have 2 children. They had 2 children. They have been together for forever. I think like college or grad school or something like that. They have a business together. We see like a little backstory of where they were living when they were, you know, broke little college students or whatever, and how they lived and how they always had this dream of him opening up a restaurant, and they did that. Called Grits. Real cute, right? Called Grits. And life just served them turmoil after heartache after heartache, okay? His aunt, I think it was his aunt, right? His aunt Bird, was it Bird? Was it Bird? Yeah, his aunt Bird was the one who raised him for the most part. And she was his inspiration for the restaurant. They used a lot of her recipes. She helped out and everything. She ended up passing away. They were in this both of them were very, very depressed because she was a big part of both of their lives. Yasmin was pregnant and she ended up losing the baby. They do go back and forth with the guilt part, because when she lost the baby, and this isn't me victim blaming, so please, I don't want it to be taken that way. But you can tell, like in the book, this is how they wanted us to feel. So they painted as she was being hard-headed. Her husband was away. He was away for work. No problem there. And she wanted to close the restaurant by herself. To whereas he like, we have staff for this. Get your butt home. She's closing the restaurant by herself. It's like a faulty floorboard. She falls, lands directly on her stomach, loses the baby. They both spiral into depression. She feels this serious lacking, like where she's supposed to have this 3rd child, she's supposed to have this other baby. She's trying to replace that. He's trying to move on. She is overwhelmingly feeling her feelings and showcasing it, to whereas Josiah is like, I wasn't taught to cry. Basically, I wasn't taught to show my emotions out loud. So he didn't grieve the baby, Henry, and he did not grieve his aunt for real either. The scene that was the turning point for them for they were divorced. She was sitting up in the nursery, what will be the baby's nursery, after the miscarriage, stillborn? I guess it would be a stillborn. After the stillborn. And she's crying. She's sitting there trying to be sexy. She wants to be like this so that she can get pregnant again. Please put another baby in me. Please put another baby in me. So whereas Josiah is like, girl, That's just a band-aid to a gunshot wound. We can't just be jumping the gun. Like, neither one of us are healed and you trying to have another baby. He overreacts and grabs some paint from the garage and starts painting over the scripture on the baby nursery that was supposed to be Henry's. She completely flips out. She's just like, listen, we need help. We need to go to counseling. He refused. He refused. And so they were both just very stubborn in their stances. She in that moment, she wanted to feel what she was feeling. She wasn't really trying to get better. She just wanted to work through what she was feeling. Okay. And this led to their divorce. But they had a pretty amicable divorce. They had Aunt Berg's house still. So he just moved right around the corner. But it was always this feeling of, dang, this is the house that we built. This is the house that we supposed to be in together. And now the kids got to go back and forth. They got to go back and forth. The part that really stuck out to me as like, ooh, I can't stand these characters. They still was running the restaurant together, no problems there. They had this new cook. They had been having troubles with finding a cook after Aunt Bird died, and it was affecting the restaurant greatly. They ended up finding a really great cook, Vashti, and he ends up starting to date Vashti. He ends up starting to date this lady. Y'all, that pissed me off so bad. Like, granted, you can't help who you are attracted to and who you fall for, but the fact that you're doing this in your wife's face at you guys' place of work, it was so disrespectful to me. It was just like, you know she's having a hard time. You know she's going through these things. You know I feel like he knew that she wasn't over him or the deaths that they experienced. So for him to start dating her, start dating Vashti, baby, and when he had Vashti over to her house to play board games with the kids, baby, I would have crashed out. Yasmin is so much better than me. I would have crashed out. Because what you mean you got this girl in my house playing with my kids and you didn't ask me, you didn't tell me, nothing. You just got this girl up in my house. I don't care if we divorced. I don't care. Take her to your house. Okay, take her to your house if y'all want to play board games. Don't bring her in mine. So, with that being said, Yasmin and Josiah were both my least favorite characters. They were both my least favorite characters because they were both so very stubborn and they grew a lot. Does the protagonist have it? Do y'all hear my stomach? I really hope y'all can't hear my stomach. I'm about to get me some food after this because I don't feel like cooking. But Yasmin and Josiah were just so stubborn in how they were. This whole thing, divorce and recoupling and all this stuff, could have been avoided if he had just went to counseling. If he had just went to counseling. When she asked him while they were still married. So I get it. We are imperfect people. We make mistakes. We react on emotions. And it might take a separation for some people to get back to it. But that don't make me any less annoyed. My favorite character, and I don't even remember his name, but he was still my favorite, was Josiah's therapist. When he finally decided, well, he didn't even decide for real. He just wanted to support his son. So their son had to go. Well, not he had to go, but the teacher called them in for a parent-teacher conference, and she expressed some things about his journal, the son's journal, and how he was feeling lonely, and just how he wasn't dealing with Henry and Bird's deaths well. They decided they were going to put him in some counseling, So as they were explaining that to him, Josiah goes, you know what? If you go to see a therapist, I'm going to go too. I'm going to go see me a therapist. Yasmin was like, what? You're going to go see a therapist? And that therapist worked wonders for Josiah. Another thing I loved about the therapist that made him my favorite character, he went to Morehouse. He went to Morehouse, y'all. If you know anything about me, I love me some Spelman and Morehouse, okay? I went to Spelman. My husband went to Morehouse. That is how we met. So I love me some Morehouse Spelman representation, period. So that was really cool because Josiah got to see somebody that looks like him help him. So it didn't have to feel like, because I'll admit, somebody that's done therapy quite a few times, having a therapist that's not a part of your demographic, we don't share anything, it's difficult. Because I wouldn't want to go to a white man for therapy and I'm having to explain black things to him or womanly things to him or black woman things to him. I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to go in, relax, be me, talk about it. I ain't got to be, ooh, my bad if I say nigga or something like that. Like, I don't. So I like that Josiah found a therapist for him. And he was like, how did that make you feel? I don't need that damn feelings, Will. It made me aggravated. Is aggravated a feeling? Give me the damn Will. That was one of my favorite little parts of the book because it was like therapy is really working for him. And he has to acknowledge that therapy was really working for him. So, does the protagonist have any character development? Like I said, greatly. Josiah and Yasmin, greatly. Okay, it did move slow. Pacing, did it move too fast, too slow? It was a little slow for me because there were so many moments where they both felt this energy of, dang, I want her back, dang, I want him back. She was too, what's the word? She was too nervous to really speak up because by the time she found out that by the time she realized she was still in love with him like that, he was with Vashti. So she didn't want to speak up for that reason. He didn't want to speak up about his feelings because he was afraid of being hurt again. Not to minimize Josiah's feelings, but him being hung up about being hurt on the way she probably emotionally overreacted or said things out of turn while she was dealing with a whole death of a child in her body? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? And that's not to say that, oh, he wasn't sad because he wasn't carrying the baby. No. He could have feelings. He could be sad. He could be depressed as well. But him holding that over her head as if she cheated on him or something, I don't want to be hurt again. Did you think about her feelings? Do you think it's not like she just threw you to the wind? You were being unreasonable. She was too. But y'all could just went to counseling and they would have told her she was being unreasonable and they would have gave y'all some tools. If it still didn't work, just know that you had put your all into it. But to divorce knowing that you didn't do everything you could to save their marriage and then to be like, well, she really, really hurt me. I didn't like it. I did not like it. So what else is here? Plot holes. I don't really think it was really potholes in there, especially seeing as it's a 3-book series. Now each book is about a different friend. I'll tell you my favorite when I get to it. My rating for this book is 4 stars. 4 stars. 4 stars. Like I said, even though they annoyed me, I won't act like it wasn't a realistic way of people being in relationships. We've seen countless you know, examples of people being together, married young, only really been with each other, divorcing, and coming back to each other. We've seen it, so it's not like it's unrealistic. It was just annoying the way that these people were so stubborn. But that's a testament to how good Kennedy Ryan's writing is as well, because she made these people we know, people we can relate to. This is your friend, this is your cousin, this is your auntie. She made it to where it wasn't far-fetched at all. You know what I mean? So it was a good book. If this is a series, would I continue on? I already did. I bought them all. I bought them all on Amazon, y'all. And if you notice, when I do these book reviews, I'm not holding up no book. I'm an ebook girly, because it's easier to just sit my iPad down and scroll versus being like this. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong now. I love me a good book. I love me a good hard copy. But, you know, it's just a little easier to do an ebook. I've even gotten into audiobooks, y'all, because I did do the audiobook for the second one. I did the audiobook for the second and the third, so just make sure I finished on time. Oh, excuse me. Because, you know, life be life and I be busy. I got a toddler. I don't always have the opportunity to sit and crack open the book without her being like, Mommy, what you reading? I want to read too. Now she got to sit in my lap, and I'm trying to look around her head to read the book. And she's got her book underneath my book, and we sitting there trying to read, all lapped up and carrying on. Or I'm cooking dinner, or I'm going to appointments, or I'm grocery shopping. So I have gotten into audiobooks because it's more realistic for my lifestyle. But I like to have a hard copy and the audiobook. So if I'm doing groceries, all right, I'm listening to my book while I'm doing my groceries. I get home, now where was I? And I pick up in the book. So that's how I do when I have both. Sometimes I don't always have the option of having both, but when I do, I go back and forth between audiobook and hard copy. I saw some people say they listen to the audiobook as they read along. That was kind of cool to me. I had never done that, but yeah, different strokes, different folks, y'all. Would I recommend this book? Absolutely. Great book, great series. It is definitely a learning experiment. And then I feel like the characters aren't too far off from my age. Like, they give late 30s, early 40s type deal. Because I think the oldest kid was like, what, 12 or 13 or something like that. So it's like, yeah, they about my age, huh? They about my age. So it was really good. It was really refreshing. 4 stars. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, share the video. And I will be doing the other 2 this week. This week. Hell, maybe even today, because my baby gonna be going on a little play date with her cousins later. So I might have time to do some more today. You won't get it today, but it might get that today. So shout out to y'all for watching, listening, supporting, subscribing. I love y'all. Even if y'all don't love me back, because I'm God's children. I'm Destiny's children and God's children. I love you. P.O.P. Hold it down.